Hello everyone, you are going rogue with Alex Tempest. I had shot all of this once already, but I'm a bit of a bellend, and then I realised that this is supposed to be landscape and not in fact portrait. So, I'm to show you around. This is predominantly my home. I spend a lot of time out of these woods. I come out and camp out here, I cook out here, it's where I write my music. It's a site of an old Norman battleground, so I can give you some boring history if you get in touch some other time. Anyway, I'm going to be answering 5 questions for everyone's favourite sheepshagging Don Williams, that is Josh Bettis. So, with no further ado, question 1. What is your favourite era of country music? My favourite era of country music is the late 80s, early 90s. It's a time where you're moving away from some of the kind of pop country that I do still like, but you're getting away from some of that soft rock and kind of synthesizer type stuff, and you're getting the neo-traditional guys coming in. You're getting your Randy Travises and your George Straits that are starting to replace that kind of urban cowboy mode. You start getting into the stuff that was all over the place when I was a little kid. You're getting your Alan Jackson, your Clint Black, your Reba McEntire. There's just so much good stuff in that period, and it's something that I always go back to, especially every summertime. It's just perfect music for grilling and partying. It's just superb. Question 2. What is my favourite venue to play? It's all kind of dependent on what you're doing, really. I mean, when there's a big stage, I like to play somewhere like the Academy when you're playing with your full band. There's nothing better than when you can just get that big sound in front of a big crowd and you can really feel the energy off the audience. But on the other hand, if it's more intimate, there's lots of little micro pubs that I prefer to do a kind of acoustic set. My particular preference is playing outdoors. There's a good place in Gateshead that's owned by a brewery. It's owned by the Great Northeastern Brewery, and they call it the Brewery Tap. Now, their bar is a fairly large hall which has a stage set up for doing live electric gigs anyway, but most importantly is outside. They have a bunch of grills and they have an outdoor stage, so when the weather's good you can play out there and you can get that real, there's just an honest to God vibe that you get, whether it's either playing out in the blazing sun and you're playing to people while they're having a few beers and having a burger, or whether you get into that atmosphere of the night. Just, there's nothing beats it. So yeah, I'd say probably the Brewery Tap. Question 3. If I could play one instrument, what would it be and why? Actually, to be fair, it doesn't say why, but tough shit, I'm going to tell you anyway. I probably should have learned the guitar. You see, when I was learning to sing, I really learned to sing. I didn't just listen to the artists I was into and try and emulate them. I made friends with a local opera singer and went and got some lessons off him and some ideas of what to do, and I went and bought loads of books by really interesting people like Jamie Vandera was probably my favourite, but got a long list of books if you're ever interested. And they were all people that you could work on, you know, not just the singing side of it, but the technical side. So you were like working the muscles for sustaining a note and improving your tone. And I studied it a lot, the way you might study an instrument. So I really should have learned the guitar instead, but I spent all my energy on the actual voice exercises. But I mean, me not playing guitar has probably spared all of you from having any kind of co-video streams of me bashing away on an acoustic and singing into a shitty phone mic like this, so, you know, it could be a blessing. If I had a dream instrument I could play, I would want to play the steel guitar. With a pedal steel, there's just that sound is country music to me. I've sang it myself, you know, there ain't no fiddle, there ain't no steel, there ain't no lyrics you can feel. That's what country music's about. So if I could play anything, I could play a steel and just hear that beautiful crying sound and know that I am making that sound. But it would be pretty difficult to jump around on the stage and shake my arse. I'd have to find some kind of keytar way of carrying it, and that would be difficult with those pedals. Question 4. What advice would I give to any musician just starting out to make country music? Well, you'll get 2 for 1 here, because this is a topic that I'm quite animated about. I would say, if you're making country music because you absolutely love the genre, you love the music and the musicians that came before, perfect, you know. You don't have to know loads about it, just throw yourself into it, immerse yourself into it. If you were going to write those heartfelt storytelling songs and write working class poetry, I would say completely immerse yourself in country music. If you're one of the other pandemics that we are facing as a music kind of genre, and you're thinking, my band never really made it, I'm in an indie band, but we've got an acoustic guitar, I know, the country's doing quite well at the moment, I'll get into country music. Or, you know, I'm in a rock band and some of this stuff sounds a lot like rock, I know, I'll call it country, that's a way to sell. My advice is to fuck off. Honestly, there is so much disingenuous bullshit where people are just trying to sell any old crap to this genre and to the people who love this music. It's just offensive. If you're an actor and you're looking for a way to get a singing career and you think, oh, I'll just jump on this, and you do some kind of poppy trash and you happen to mention a few rural cliches, no, take my advice, fuck off. If you're going to play like indie music that's got an acoustic guitar in, no, my advice, fuck off, that's not country. If you're going to play some kind of second-rate Nickelback and just say, well, I've got a beard, this is outlaw country, fuck yeah, no, again, take the advice, fuck off. We've got enough terrible nickel bandits, we've got enough dolly birds bashing away at pianos, singing like Adele and calling it country or alt country, because, you know, if you say alt, then it means it's a bit different and it's easier to characterise. No. The alternative that you're providing there is an alternative to country. So the advice is, love the genre, immerse yourself, live it, or fuck off. Well, question 5. If I could slap any musician, who would it be and why would it be Mike West? Mike gets a free pass. He might be Liverpool's finest, but he doesn't gloat about the football at all, and with them having just won the Premier League, you'd think that would be a reason to give him a good slap. But, I mean, Mike knows more about battles in Middle-earth than he does in midfield, so I don't think we've got anything to worry about there. Musicians that I would like to batter the most. Sorry, this was slap, wasn't it? No, we'll stick with batter. Basically, country music is supposed to be, as the cliche says, 4 chords and the truth. So why are so many people fucking lying? Honestly, man, when people tell lies about the music they're making, it makes our music look like a joke. We already have an absolute battle against the Americans. Let's face it, country's massive in America, it's massive in Canada, it's canny in Australia, and it's canny in Ireland, but it's not made the kind of impact you'd want in this country. And us as artists, we have to work very hard on that. So anybody who's talking shit and telling porgies makes us look like a bunch of divvies. For example, if you're an English artist or a UK artist, right, and you're going to go on holiday to America and play a few gigs, you might be going to Memphis or Nashville or Texas or whatever, that's great, right? But if you're going and playing open mic nights and what have you, don't pretend you're doing a fucking tour. It just makes us look stupid. You've got to get work permits to gig in America. It's a kind of arduous and expensive process. So don't pretend because you're going on holiday and doing a few songs on a bloody open mic like you're doing some kind of massive American tour. That makes you look like a divvy. That's worth a smack. What other lies are there? Oh, charts. Jesus Christ, this now makes us look like a Mickey Mouse daft genre than people fannying on about the bloody iTunes charts. People that I like and respect have done this, and people who I think are absolute bellends have done it as well. Right, unless you're like Jimmy Nail, he had some chart hits in country, like proper charts, the real chart. The Shires, don't like them, I think it's a load of pop bollocks, but you know, they had hits. I'm pretty sure Ward Thomas charted, but other than that, most of us are on a canny even playing field. So, if you've set your pre-orders up and that for your song, don't screenshot it like 12 being like, look at this exact moment in this time, this exact song that I had was UK #1, so I'm a UK #1 artist. It just, it makes us look stupid. It makes all musicians look small time. And even worse, there could be some musicians who care about that shit and don't realise that you're telling porgies, and that might make them feel pretty defeated and make you seem like you're the big I am. So don't do it. That's another one. Bang! sure there's another porky that people tell all that. Oh, sponsorships. Fucking hell. Right. If you want to buy a new product, that's great. You want to buy new guitar, new strings, new boots, whatever. Lovely, show it off. Stick it on your Instagram and that. But don't tag the brand and pretend like you're an ambassador. Like, fucking hell, that's just lame. It's one thing, there's some artists obviously are sponsored. There's like, Stevie, you've just got sponsored off Stetson. Good on you, well done, lad. Like, I'd fucking love a sponsorship off Stetson, that's quality. I can never even afford to wear the bloody hats. But anyone who's like, I'm joining the family of insert fucking instrument or strings or tuner or clothing or whatever, fuck off, man. All you've done is save up and buy something. Again, stop telling porkies. You're doing this kind of Instagram influencer bullshit where you tag the brands being like, I love this, sponsor me. It just makes you look like a bell end, again. And it makes us look daft, again. And again, artists who are working hard for that kind of thing might look at you having just bust 900 quid on a guitar and pretending you're sponsored and think, oh, I'm working so hard. And look at these other people that are achieving like countless stuff all the time. When you're not, let your achievements be real. 4 chords and the truth, not bullshit and the oof. So, good night, God bless. This has been Going Rogue with Alex Tempest.